Oh, I'm gonna have it made here. But
They've got to be in Vietnam.
they had hooches. They had people that shine their shoes and take care of it. They didn't have to do it. The Air Force, but it was good, the Air Force. But I said, my God, it's Vietnam. I said, I'm gonna sure enough have fun of it. But then they put us on a bus with chicken wire on it. They took us to play coup. And
That shattered all pretenses for you.
that yeah, everything was going. Then they took us to play coup. Then they processed. It's amazing. They had two gentlemen, two soldiers in there that controlled where you was going or where you were not going. They decided where you was going. And on that particular day, everybody was going to the big red one or the first cab. So I ended up going to the first cab. And after I got my orders, they took us on, they called it a little muse. It's like a little Jeep, but it's flat. They
Hmm.
took us to the helipad. And I can remember this. We went way, was going up and up on this mountain. It was a LZ Sandra or LZ Hastings. I think it was Sandra. But it was a big mountain. And on top was flat, and everybody was there. And you can look, when I got off the chopper, you could look down, and the countryside looked like puzzle. It was beautiful. The green there and that colors, and it was so high up. So the sergeant took me to the guy that I was going to be with. And he was a white guy, young white guy. He was older than I was. He looked at me and he said, he's not sleeping with me. He said, he's not going to, he said, I'll kill him. What he said? He said that I hadn't even got my weapon. And he was really angry. He had turned red. He said, he's not going, I ain't going to say what he said.
I'm sure.
He said, but he's not going to sleep with me.
What was the makeup of your unit at that time?
That time, I didn't have no, that time, I think that was brigade or division, because that's the level I should have been in.
Right.
But so the sergeant said, no, I can't put you here. I got to take you off of here. And by that time, other choppers was coming in. And that's the first time I seen General Westmoreland
General Westmoreland.
and Charleston Heston. He got off the
Different mixed. Okay.
and reporters. They was on this hill. So I
Right.
figured this was an important place. And I looked at Charleston Heston and said, oh my God, he's a big guy. He was big, had the jungle fatigues on. Because I had seen him in Ben Hur. I
Right.
said, that's Charleston Heston.
That's
But,
not what you expect to see when you go to Vietnam.
and so they put me back on another chopper, flew me to Anke. Now, Anke was where the 5th Battalion was Cav country. But I was in the 5th Battalion, 3rd Brigade, 5th Battalion, 7th Cav. When I got there, it was a big mountain with a patch on it that had the 1st Cav on it. So when I got there, it was different. So, because the battalion was on a stand down. And so when I got to my unit, everybody was camaraderie, and all the ones that was in my unit, which was, I was, we was headquarters, but I was headquarters in headquarters company. And so that meant that headquarters was the one that was out in the field, that stayed out there with the battalion, and we had to make sure whatever was going on with the battalion. And I can remember after we got outfitted up, and I met Lieutenant Titwell, I met Joseph Agatha, uh, quite a few other operators I met. I was only black in that unit. It wasn't that many, mostly just colonels, majors, captains, lieutenants,
Officers.
officers. That's all it was. And just the radio operators. That was our unit. Headquarters and headquarters, that was our unit. And so they was flying us out, I think in Oshaw Valley or one of those valleys, on the drain. I think it was LZ Coat, one of them. But this is a funny story. When we was going out, the choppers be up, and they have gunships on the side, and they had these little small ships zooming in and out when you get by the LZ, and they be trying to pick up fire or something, or see if the enemy is down there. And I kept hearing the lieutenant and them they was talking. We was on the chopper. They was saying, I hope this not a hot LZ. And I'm thinking, what is hot LZ?
You don't want to know what a hot LZ is.
Yeah, I didn't know then. Then I noticed they was all sitting on the helmet pots. And I asked one, I said, why y'all sitting on the helmet pots? He said, because sometimes Charlie be shooting up and he'll shoot through the chopper and hit you.
Right in the bum.
So I took my helmet pot and I started sitting on it. But it's very interesting. When we got there, the LC was not hot. So the colonel and us, we'd be the first to land. The colonel would be the first one to get off. In his company, we was the first one to land. So we had to click up to the hill. It wasn't no, and I heard them saying, we're gonna get hit here because they see us coming in and everything else. So that was my first chopper ride. I said, Sergeant, I said, can I go relieve myself? And it was a big rock in a tree. And he said, yes, go over there. And I took my gear off, and packed and everything, had my weapon. I went over there, there's a big old tree and a big rock, and I pulled my pants down to relieve myself. So relieving myself, I heard something going, squeak, squeak. I'm looking around. I said, what is that? And I heard again, squeak, squeak. Then all of a sudden, something fell and said, whoosh, right in front of me. It was the biggest snake I ever seen in my life. And he had a monkey and it curled up.
Oh, no.
I jumped up, my pants was hanging off my knees. I was running, saying, snake. I had my weapon. I said, snake. They say, shoot it, shoot. I'm saying, snake. So when I came to myself, when I come to myself, then I turned around and started shooting. Then the rest of them came and started shooting. Then the sergeant said, welcome to Vietnam.
That's one heck of a welcome.
And you know what? That made me, I could not, I said, they ain't told me about no snakes that big. I ain't never seen a snake like that in my life. I could not, I said, if you get up in that tree, I couldn't sleep at night. I never could sleep at night in Vietnam.
Not once.
Not once. I couldn't. Not
After
big.
that experience.
After
right.
that experience, that just took all sleep away.
And so
Totally.
this is,
It's a little like a little nap or something. If in the daytime or something, maybe. But big as that snake was, oh my God.
quite an eye-opener.
I'm a city boy, you know.
You hadn't seen anything
Seen
like
nothing
that
like
ever
that.
before in your life, I'm sure.
Oh God.
So this is late 1967. Let's talk about 1968.
Okay, 68. I can remember.
Because you were there for 1 year in country.
Yeah, and 68 was a rough time. It was Tet Offense. It was January.
31st.
Yeah, we got hit around about the 28th, somewhere in that area. 23rd. It was LZ Coda. We was in Quan Tri province. I know we was in Quan Tri. And it was some reason I didn't pull the night watch. They flipped it. Joseph pulled the night watch and I pulled the day watch. And but that night, O'Connor was my room because when we got there, we hadn't built. Only thing we was concentrating on building was the bunker, the command bunker. And
To
we
reinforce yourselves in.
reinforce ourselves in, and we had to have a perimeter. So we had set out, but they gave us a platoon of infantry to help us to guard. But we had to set out claymores and flares, trip flares. But we didn't have none, so we had our ponchos together so that we could sleep up under. But you remember I told you about that sergeant told me to dig a hole? I had dug me a hole. I could not sleep that night. I couldn't sleep period anyway, but I heard something going, boom. And Sergeant always told me, see, usually if you can hear it, you're all right. He said, but when you can't hear it, you're in trouble.
Right.
And it came in, boom. I said, oh God, we getting hit. But we had some 155s on the hill. He said, that's outgoing. I said, no, that's coming in. Then the next one came, boom. I heard Lieutenant Titwell say, oh my God, I'm hit. It was so dark. It was raining. Then I heard the horn.
To rise up, yeah.
And they was coming. I hit that hole. I had 2 clips. I had a bandit. I couldn't see it. I had 2 clips. I had 1 clip already in there. I hit my hole, and everybody was fine. I could hear all the fine going. I heard Lieutenant Titwell hollering. I heard other people hollering, and you couldn't see nothing. The mosquito was all just tearing me up, and it was raining. It was around about 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 o'clock in the morning.
And that was probably one of your most scariest experiences there.
It went on. But one thing happened. I didn't have no more ammunition, and I started praying. It was a figure. It was coming straight to me. I don't know how. I'm looking at it with my weapon in the dark, but it was a dark figure coming straight to where. I said, how in the world? But it came, and it came. I said, then it came right by my horse. I said, who are you? He said, don't worry, I came to protect you. He said, don't worry, I came to protect. I said, who are you? He said, Drew or something. And he turned around and laid by my hole, right by my hole. And I could hear all the fighting and going on and all this. And next thing I know, it was daylight. And
did you pass out or just lose consciousness?
I don't know. But next thing I know, it was daylight, and I heard the choppers. I'm in my hole, had my weapon. The colonels, them, they didn't stay out there. They left.
Right.
We'd be out there by ourselves. The colonel came and seen me in my hole. He came and patted me on my back. He said, son, he said, get out your hole and look at the war. Get out the hole and look at the war.
And did that change you?
And I'm talking, I said, sir, I said, somebody came to help me. I don't know who it was. And I was telling them about, didn't nobody know. He said, just get out, son, and look at the war. Oh, God, I got out my hole with bodies, most of the enemies. Some had their heads off, some was split down the middle, and everywhere it was bodies. And they told me I was shell shocked. So they sent me back to the rear. And all that stuff was directed onto the command post and artillery. I didn't see them anymore. Only one I seen again was O'Connor. I seen him one more time. The rest of them was gone or injured or WIA or whatever. And they sent me back. I was so stressed out then. Then back in the rear, they had what they called a switchboard, was called Skyboat. And there was a major user that was doing it. And my mind was so messed up. He was telling me at night, he said, you have to watch. He gave me a can of spray. He said, at night, you have to watch for these centipedes, or they're big.
Right.
And this centipede came in. I picked up the can, walked over and started spraying him, just spraying him. That centipede got up like this.
So you were more afraid of the centipede than what you experienced?
He wasn't afraid of me. So I went and got my weapon and started shooting him, and I woke the major up. I started shooting.
I'm sure that's what they really wanted to hear right after the tet. But you made it out.
I made it out, and it's amazing because our company was named like, their call sign was Sitting Bull, Foxy Guide, Crazy Horse, and our call sign was Deadly Arrow 6. I was a Deadly Arrow 6 India. I was the colonel's operator. But after that, that experience, when I came back out to that hill, they had put a big quad 50 on there, and they were showing how that quad 50 worked at night. Boom, 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 boom. I said, yeah, that's good. I'm glad they got that.
It's an amazing story.
Yeah. And when they told me that what happened when they came in, artillery used what they call a beehive round or something, where they lowered and it was like a shotgun blast, and it killed a lot of them.
What do you want people to take away from your experience in '68? What do you want them to know the most?
Know the most that, Vietnam veterans was not treated as well as they should have been treated. And they think we are a lot of crazies, but we're not. We're very loving, but we have a tendency to react before you think sometimes. If people push your button, but we give a lot, because when I came back, you know, I almost got robbed, and I didn't went to the hospitals. They didn't know anything about the PTSD or nothing, and it was dormant. It stayed in me for a long time, and I found out that it takes another trauma to bring it out. But you know, Vietnam veterans is now getting back to what they should have got when they was coming home, like the John Dingle Hospital. You know, that's a beautiful facility, and I got a nice staff there.
Well, we're certainly thankful for your service.
Thank you, thank you.
Mr. Rice, thank you very much for sharing your story with us.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, thank you.